I hear you.
Yeah. Um, Basically, I just want you to kind of share your experience with me. I'm going to ask you some questions. You can ask me questions. I just really just help me make sure that the tracker is the best that it can be before I launch it to the public, which I'm really would like to do very soon, depending on
Mhm.
uh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Um, if something didn't work for you or was confusing, I definitely need to know if there's something that um you think would be better, I guess, improvement, something that's not there that you'd like it to be there. We'll get to all of that. Um, how easy was it to set up and start using the tracker?
It was really simple for me. At first I got a little bit confused, but it was because I did it on my phone and Google Sheets looks a little bit different on my phone.
It does.
Um, but it was not hard. Once I realized where the drop down was, that's what I was struggling with. Once I realized where the drop down was, it was easy breezy.
Was there anything confusing about the layout or any of the features?
No.
Okay. I was gonna, then my next question was, did you find the drop-down menus and the filters easy to use?
Yes. Once I figured out where on my phone to find the drop down, because um so when I put in my first yarn, I put in the brand, and then when I went to put in the weight, I just typed in 4 and it was like, what are you doing?
Like what?
What are you doing? That's not even an option. And then I realized, oh, wait, that okay. One moment, please. Sorry about that.
That's
Um, yeah, I realized it was at the bottom of my screen. It was right in my face. I just didn't see it. So yeah, it was easy to use once I realized this there are options on here that are not all just type it in. Um, but yeah, I didn't find the only thing um that confused me a little bit was the spot that asked for I heard you, buddy. Give me a minute. The spot for I'm trying to remember how you labeled it. It has ounces in parentheses.
yes, the quantity.
Um, that spot, the only reason it confused me was because it shows the total at the top
Mhm.
and it wasn't so like if I've got a 5 ounce skein of yarn and I have two of them, I was thinking it would do 10 ounces total, but it wasn't doing that. So that was the only thing that confused me, was when I was putting
Okay.
in the ounces, I was expecting it to total based on how many skeins there were, and it wasn't.
Right.
Um, but
Okay.
that was the only thing that I was like, okay, I guess it's just doing how many ounces I put in there,
It is.
which I could have multiplied it by the amount of skeins and put in the total.
I wonder if, well, because every skein is a different weight. So I
Yeah.
wonder, I can look into that and see how I can kind of make that a little bit not so weird. I don't personally ever use ounces. I know a
I
lot
don't
of
either.
people do. So I don't, when I'm using my yarn tracker, I don't even use the ounces, but I know that there are a lot of people, and I'll probably also add yards because there are a lot of people that go by yards rather than ounces. Um, and I want people to be able to use that regardless of how they do it. I just go by the skein, and if it's almost gone, then it goes in. Like that's just me. I'm kind of lazy though. Yeah, I'm not weighing nothing. I'm not counting nothing. Um,
Yeah, I don't go by ounces either. I prefer yardage.
oh,
And I only look at the yardage if I'm following a pattern that tells me you're gonna need X amount of yards of yarn. Then I'm looking at the yardage. Otherwise, I'm not paying attention to that either.
okay.
So it really the ounces is not a big deal because I don't use that. I just found that weird at first when I looked at it. But other than that, it is very straightforward, the tracker, and really easy to use. And I feel like once I can get it completely filled out with everything that I have, it'll be so much easier to find stuff. I didn't realize how much I have some stuff here and some stuff there and some
Yeah,
stuff everywhere.
same. Same. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really good layout. I like it. I like it so far.
Oh, good. That makes me very, very happy to hear. That it really does make my heart happy. Did the instructions on the welcome page help you to understand how to use it,
Um,
or did you read
y-
them?
I didn't. I was gonna say,
Most people don't. That's why I asked that. Because if
yeah,
I buy something, chances are I'm probably not going to read the instructions, so to speak,
yeah.
unless I'm having problems and I need, okay,
Right.
tell me.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I saw them and I thought, okay, I know where to come if I've got an issue.
Okay,
But
good.
because I didn't have an issue, I just went about my business and and started filling it out. Um, and I did I noticed that it was either on the link or on the email. I thought it was the same set of instructions, and I did breeze over them on the website.
Okay,
So that was another reason why I skipped over the instructions because I looked at them unless it was something completely different, but I thought it was the same thing. So I was like, oh, that's the same thing that's on the website. So I'll just come back if I need some help.
okay. All right. Aside from what you have already said, was there any other moments where you thought, like, I don't really know what to do next? Where do I go from here?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, like I said, I feel like it's really um thorough and useful. Um, if I had thought of making a tracker for myself, like on pen and paper, I wouldn't have thought to put all the spots, all of the categories that you put in there. And that's what I liked about it. I was like, I wouldn't have thought to put this down, and it was like the notes section. That's a good portion to have because, like I said, I found that I had some yarns here and some yarns there. So I was able to go into the notes section and put down, you've got two skeins of this in this area, and you've got one partial skein in this other area. So
Okay.
that's helpful.
All right. So
Um,
did you use the note section or did you use the storage location section for that?
both,
Okay, cool.
both. Yeah, so like if I had like I have one of the first ones I put on there. I have one in the first drawer that I opened to start, and it's a partial one. And I didn't have the label. And I was like, crap, I don't have any of the information. And I was like, don't I have another one of these somewhere? Sure enough, found it on the other side of the room. So I went ahead and put it into the tracker based on what I had in that first drawer, but I was able to put in the notes, you've got another one that's actually a full one over on the other side of the room.
Hey, that's really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Um, did the tracker meet your expectations and why or why not? I think you pretty much already answered that though.
Yeah, it exceeded my expectations.
Hey, what
Yeah.
feature did you find the most useful?
Um, I want to say the storage location and the notes, both of those spots. Um, I like that it has a spot for the brand name and then the colors. Um, I don't really pay attention to dye lots, but it's a good thing to have in case you need to buy more of a yarn. You never know, you might need that information. Um, but I think that what I liked the most was the storage location and the notes because I have so much stuff everywhere.
Did you use the sorting and filtering options?
Not yet. I haven't. Um, I definitely need to.
All right,
I
you
thought about
can
that
let me know
while I
later.
was filling it out. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
check it out later and let me know what you think about that. Was there anything missing that you wish the tracker had?
Just the yardage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, were there any unnecessary features that you didn't use and probably won't use
Mm,
and or
the
won't use?
No, the only spots that I had that I left blank were not because I didn't want to use them. It was because I didn't have the information. So like there were a few skeins of yarn that I found that didn't have ounceage on there. I was like, well, okay, I, that's weird. Where did I get this yarn?
What even is this? Anyway,
What is this?
okay.
So
Uh,
yeah.
the dashboard up at the very top, where it's got the total skeins, total ounces, the number that are in stash and use, reserve, scrap, wish list, any of those. Do Were those beneficial to you, or was it just kind of something that
I like those. I think that those will be beneficial in the future once I have everything in there in the tracker, because of course I could not get through it all today, but
right?
once
Yeah,
I
I
get
know.
everything loaded,
I have
I
no
think that's going to
idea.
be really beneficial because it's good to know what you've got, and it'll be good to know, maybe you don't need any more yarn because you've already got, 10,000 ounces of yarn in there.
Now I did see, blah, 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 blah. It was a suggestion that like for fiber content or
Hmm.
even weight. So I have 7 skeins of fingering. I have, you know, 12 skeins of worsted, but I have 23 skeins of DK. Maybe I need to use that up or whatever. So,
Hmm.
like, if we did the total skeins and then broke it down by how many for each weight, would that be beneficial? Or would that just be something like, it's cool.
Um, I think that would be beneficial too. I um I struggle with that, with knowing, do I have any fingering weight yarn in there? I'm gonna have to look through all of it because I don't know. So I
Okay.
think that would be beneficial to be able to break it down either by weight or yarn content, one or the other.
But I
If not
Yarn
both, I
content's
think it
gonna
would
be
help.
difficult. It would almost put my thumb up. Um,
Oh,
that one we're gonna have to do with the filtering, because there
okay.
are so many different combinations, and
That's true.
that's just yeah, there's a lot.
That's
But
true because I put one in today that had three different
yeah,
three different materials. So that's
yeah,
true. That'll be more difficult, but the yarn weight for sure would be helpful, I
yeah.
think.
The cool thing with this, the way that I've got the search set up, is that if, for instance, you typed in cotton in the search, it will bring up, it will move everything that has cotton in it, whether it's 100% cotton or a blend with cotton in it, it'll move it all up. Um,
Okay.
so that it'll kind of group that together as far as that kind of search. But yeah, now is there anything on the dashboard? The dashboard's kind of like just a quick glance kind of a thing, so you don't have to go search through your entire stash
Yeah.
unless at a glance you need it. Is there anything in there that you just really don't feel like you need at a glance?
Um, Not that I can think of. Because I also like that the dashboard shows you the different categories, the in stash, in use. That's good for me too.
Okay.
I currently have absolutely no organization. So the tracker to me, all of it right now looks good. I think that in practice, that could change. I don't know.
Okay.
But at first glance, I like all of it. I like that it's all there in front of me, and I'm thinking it's going to be very useful for me.
That brings me to the next question. Do you see yourself using this tracker long term? Why or why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, I do because like I said, I have stuff that's all over and especially with the it's like I said earlier, there are categories on the tracker that I wouldn't have thought to use before. I wouldn't have thought to even write down on a piece of paper. But it's good to know what you've got that's in use in a project. Do you have that is just scraps sitting there that need to be used up? Um, I think that it's probably going to help me finish projects because I have so much going on in that room. And I forget until I'm looking for something else and happen to come by it, just looking in a drawer for something else. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's been in there for 2 years.
You should use that.
I should probably finish that up. Yeah, so I do think that I'll use it long term. I do. I think it's going to be very helpful for me.
Okay. So before this, you said you were completely disorganized. Did you not have a way to track anything, keep track of your yarn, or just kind of mental notes trying to keep up with
Really, me just telling myself I would remember things and that I don't really remember. I had nothing written down whatsoever. I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 different places in that room that have yarn in them. None of them are the same. Like I've got a set of crates in one corner, I've got a set of drawers on the other side. I have like the
that?
cube things that you've got over next to them. It is a mess in there. I had absolutely nothing written down, no kind of organization. I just, when I put that room together, said, okay, I'm going to put this project in this part, and I'm going to put this in this corner, and I'm going to put this yarn over here, and I'll remember that that's where it is.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
Out of sight, out of mind. Absolutely. So, would you
yeah,
recommend this tracker to other crocheters? And if so,
for sure.
okay.
For sure. Yeah, I think that it's like I said, I think that it should be used long term before you make a decision on whether or not it's going to be useful for you because
Absolutely.
I think at first glance it's a piece of paper with a bunch of stuff written on it. But when you use it, it'll, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling with my words today. There are some things that you can't determine if they're going to be useful without putting them into practice.
That's true.
I feel like starting today to put everything on there started to feel helpful. But once I am able to finish putting everything on there and put it into practice, then I'll know for sure, okay, this is going to work for me.
Cannot
So I
wait
think
to hear
everybody
back
should
from you
give it
at
a
that
shot.
time. Huh?
Yes. I said I think everybody should give it a shot. I do because I think it's going to be useful.
All right. What would make you even more excited to use this on a regular basis?
Um
I
if
know all these
it
questions,
were
right?
magic, if it were magic and could finish my projects for me.
Yes. Yes, yes. Okay.
Can you crochet for me? No, I'm just
Can
kidding.
you just like look it up? Hey, hey, monkey in a diaper. Could you please go into the other room and grab that yarn for me? Thank you. It says it's right there. It says right here that it's right there.
Yep.
I got one more row. 5, 6, 7. Go grab that for me, will
Count,
you?
count my stitches for me, count my rows. Hey, who knows? Maybe one day with technology,
Maybe.
never know.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Now, would you be willing or would it be okay if with me using your feedback as like a testimonial type of a thing for the tracker. Okay. Um, would you be willing to share a short review, either written or video, about the experience that you've had? It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be today because I know it's lives, and I know
Yeah.
that it's a lot. So it does not have to be today, but would you be willing to do that for me?
Yeah, definitely.
And if someone was on the fence about buying this, what would you tell them?
Like I said a few minutes ago, you have to try it. You have to just try it because it's hard to put into words. Um, it's hard to put into words how useful it can be for somebody that's as disorganized as I am.
Girl, I
I
would
I
do an organization party because
yeah, I would definitely just tell somebody you just have to try it. You have to try it. It will help in some way. Even if it's just to have a list of what you have and nothing else, that's something.
okay, that list what you had. That brings me to another. It was a suggestion um in the meeting before, which I am going to be uploading onto YouTube for you guys.
Okay.
So that everybody can see all of this. I want it to be transparent because like we're family, right? Um,
Hmm.
but one of the suggestions was including a column for price so that you can track the price. Would that be beneficial for you, you think?
Um, Probably not because, well, it's hard to say. I think maybe if I had started the tracker before ever purchasing yarn, it would be helpful. But I feel like at this point, I have so much I would not be able to remember. So that column would be empty for the most
I
part.
hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that's
I
true.
wouldn't be able to remember how much I spent on, and you know, sometimes yarn is donated or
Right.
you trade it or I have a local charity group that we, do a lot of projects and stuff. So I have yarn that I got from meetings there.
Oh,
So
wow.
you know what I mean? So I feel like that would be an empty column for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm actually going to be refining my FAQs, so to speak, and making some tweaks based
Okay.
on your feedback. So I cannot express how unbelievably grateful I am that you did this. Thank you, really.
You're welcome. Of
Um,
course.
I am going to be launching to the public hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Uh, yeah, and that'll give you a couple days to be going through it. If you enjoyed it, if you are comfortable, I would love it if you share your experience when we go live with it.
Definitely.
Really nervous about going live. I'm not gonna lie.
I hear you. I
Nervous about
I
what
admire you
product.
because I couldn't do it.
Girl, I've been on nerves all day about it. Just yeah. Anyway,
You got this.
and between now and whenever, if you have any feedback or if something either isn't working or if you feel like, okay, after you've worked it for a while, if there's something that maybe could be improved, please
Hmm.
let me know because
Definitely.
it's not a one and done thing. There's probably going to be always ways to make it better. And I am
Yeah.
working with other trackers too. I've got a hook tracker and a tool tracker for like yarn swifts and because I've got stuff scattered from heavens to breakfast. So there's that and now pattern tracker as well. Um, yeah, I've got a lot of them. This is just number one for now. Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I will see you later.
See
Hug
you
the
later.
babies for me.
I will.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right. Thank you, Nadella.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.